Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. I swear today flew by like just crazy, 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 crazy. Hope you had a wonderful Tuesday. I know I did. I'm just grabbing a couple of notes here real quick so I can stay on track. Happy Tuesday, well, don't need to hear me. Don't need to hear me say that twice, right? So just a couple of things. One is I was reading this article. I believe it was in Success Magazine. I'm gonna go back and find it. I thought I star saved it on my computer. Maybe I didn't, but it was a really cool article. It was talking about this guy who was an Uber rideshare driver and how he made $272,000 a year as an Uber driver. And I'm going to come back to that and talk about it here in just a minute. So, what I want to talk about the three things you do on a daily basis to build your business. These are consistent, everyday activities that if you're going to have a big business, and it really doesn't matter what your business is, whether you're a traditional salesperson, you're network marketing, or whatever it is, it's very, very important that you do these three things on a regular basis if you plan on having big results. Now, if you don't plan on having big results, then these three things probably aren't necessary. You may disagree with me, and that's absolutely okay, not a big deal. But again, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Forrest Knight. I'm a social media marketing strategist. I love helping people win online, create an income of what we call a side hustle on a mission to have no more empty refrigerators, out to make an extreme impact on tens of thousands of people. So talking about this article, the Uber driver article, I gotta find it again. I know I started. I might have started on my computer at the office, but the article was talking about this Uber driver who made $272,000 a year. People are like, $272,000. Where's my car where I can sign up? Well, the whole moral of the story is this Uber driver. He also makes custom jewelry, like high-end custom jewelry. And I can't quite remember the whole story, but somehow he started displaying it in his ride when he was riding. And of course, Uber says it's okay. Most rideshare companies like Vibe here, we do the same thing. Is you have an opportunity to be an entrepreneur. Now, not all drivers want to be entrepreneurs. They just want to drive, right? They just want to drive and get in and drive. And some people want to build a business, which is cool. But the cool thing about the article is he was able to think outside the box. He was able to think outside his car. He figured, well, if I'm going to be in my car and I'm going to have a captive audience, what can I do with a captive audience? Now, understand the article says he didn't pitch them anything. He just got them, created a curiosity post, created curiosity for them to ask questions. And he did that by hanging his jewelry and displaying jewelry catalogs and things like that. And as a result, he would end up getting clients. And then he went on to hire some other drivers, and with his money, and he hired like 5 other drivers who did the same thing. And they would simply display his jewelry inside their ride while he's driving around, and they would ask questions about it. And he worked in a high rent district, so the clients typically getting in his car. He mentioned somebody, I didn't recognize the name, somebody that's really famous, got in his vehicle. He did like one order was like $18,000. So he did this over and over and over, and he took his environment, that he was in, and he made it work for him. And as a result, of course, he's the exception to the rule. Income disclaimer, right? He's the exception to the rule that if you take advantage of your environment, if you take advantage where you are and use that to your fullest, of course you can succeed. So whatever that environment is, get people to ask questions, create curiosity, get people to say, so what is it that you do exactly? What are you talking about? How do I get involved? What is it you're selling? And do it in a way that people ask questions. Like, for example, my wife makes these really cool masks right now with everything going on, and she does t-shirts and everything else. But the cool thing about it is she wore her Juneteenth mask to work, and of course her boss saw it, and her boss is really famous. A lot of people know him, so he did a picture on Facebook, and next thing you know, somebody out in New York saw it and got some orders. And all she did was she took advantage of her environment. She wore it to work, right? And got a bunch of sales out as a result of it, and made money without really doing anything, just going where she went. She did advertising. People said, where'd you get that? She said, I made it. They said, can you make me one? She says, of course. She sold it to them, made a profit, and she did it over and over and over and over again because she was a product of her product, and then she took advantage of her environment by doing that. So a couple of things, I'm jumping in this, coming back to what we want to talk about, 3 things you must do to build your business. And that was a bonus tip right there. Take advantage of your environment. be a product of your product, wear your stuff. I've had a ton of people ask me when I'm wearing my hat and my shirt, so what is Vibe? And of course they're like, oh, I'm glad you asked. And I tell you what, I don't have a lot of time to explain it right now. Let me get your mobile number. I'll send you some information. Right. So that's what I do. And basically I might say, it's a rideshare company. I don't have a lot of time to explain. I'll say, what is it? And I'll say, it's a rideshare. It's a new rideshare company. Give me your mobile, and I'll send you the link for the app. And they're like, okay. So it's a way of getting people interested without having to go too far down the rabbit hole, is be a product of your product. So that's the bonus. That's the bonus one. The other three, these are really simple things you have to do. Had a coaching call earlier tonight. I was talking to one of my actually prospective clients, and talking to her, and a couple of questions came up. The number one thing that we need to do as network marketers, if we're going to have a big business, is to reach out to people every day. And whatever your number is, it's your number, right? That's your number. That's your prospecting number. You have to be okay with that number. It's your number. Whether it's 10 people, 15 people, 20 people, 30 people. I do know this: the more people that you can reach out to faster, the more opportunities you have to get to reply back. We talked about this, and one of the reasons people get in like want it now mode. This last holiday on July 4th, actually it was the day after, maybe it was July 4th. Anyway, I got a whole bunch of people that have responded to messages that I sent them from the month prior to, and we're talking about 45 days out. People actually opened up their inbox and looked. So when we're prospecting, we're putting those micro messages of hope in people's inboxes, right? Knocking on their door saying, hey, it's curious, you might be able to take a look and earn a little bit extra money on the side, or however you want to phrase that. And I've got scripts. If you like those, I can shoot them over to you. And there's several different ways to word it, depending on who you're talking to. The real question is to address the elephant in the room, tell them why you're reaching out to them, then give them an option to opt out or opt in for more information. And you do that over and over and over and over. You're putting those little messages of hope in people's inbox, right? You're doing it over and 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 over, whether it's on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever. You're putting it in their inbox, and you're waiting. You're just putting it in their inbox because you don't know when they're going to be able to read that, right? It's really cool when you get a message from somebody. Matter of fact, I got a message in June from somebody who read a message that I sent to the June prior to, replying to the message that I sent them like I just sent it yesterday. And I don't think they realized that I had sent it the year before, right? Which was very cool. I don't care. They opened up their inbox and they read the message and they replied. If I hadn't sent that message, I hadn't put it in their inbox, there would have been no opportunity for them to open up the inbox and reply back to me, right? So giving them opportunities, putting the opportunity of hope in their inbox, right? Those little messages of hope in their inbox. You're giving them an opportunity to respond. And all we're doing, right, we're not trying to sell them anything. The only thing we're trying to sell them on is asking them if they're open to taking a look, right? We want them to take a look. They're going to take a look, and then they're going to decide what they want to do next. They're either going to say, no, I'm not interested, or yeah, I want more information. And then from there, you move them through your follow-up funnel, whatever that happens to be. Maybe move them to a bigger event, maybe move them to an opportunity overview, or maybe move them to a presentation, maybe move them to a live call, a three-way call, whatever your company does. It's up to you, but you've got to have that. So that's number one, putting those messages of hope in people's inbox, and do it as much as you can, as fast as you can, based on whatever your work schedule is, right? No spams. Don't send any links without anybody asking first. So you're not putting links in their inbox. You're actually asking them if they're open. And if you like the scripts and exactly how to say that, shoot me a private message or get that to you. Number two is following up, right? We've been in my little accountability crew we've been in follow-up mode for like the last 2.5 weeks. And follow-ups are awesome. These are people you're following up with that actually responded to you but ghosted you. Said, yeah, I'm interested. You sent them the information, and then they went MIA. For whatever reason, I don't care. It's not my business if they don't respond back. All I have is a follow-up system. So this last week, I was following up with people that are over 90 days old, and I had 15 people that re-engaged and basically brought themselves back to day one, which is absolutely cool. And the third thing that you must do, so number one is prospect, number two is follow up, and number three is never quit. It's never quit. You just got to keep going. You just got to keep going. I realized today, or maybe it was yesterday on Monday, I had a coaching call with Ray Higdon and all the coaches, and he comes on, he was talking to us, and we're asking questions, that he'd actually been in the industry for 16 years. And Rank Makers is only 3 years old, right? And he's just getting started. So the cool thing about that is here we are, we just started our business in September or last month or 2 weeks ago or yesterday, and we're all freaking out because we did a Facebook Live and nobody responded to us. We don't have any leads. Nobody's doing anything, right? The question is, are you still going to be around 16 years from now? I'm just saying. So prospect, reach out and put little messages of hope in people's inboxes. Follow up to those little messages, follow up to the people who respond to those little messages of hope. And number 3, never quit. And eventually you'll have a really, really big business that someday you're like, man, I felt like I just started yesterday. So hopefully you got some value from this. If you did, share your number 1 takeaway. If you've sort of been struggling and you're not getting the results you want, ramp it up. Do a 7-day mini challenge. Do a 7-day mini challenge where you set a goal to reach out to more people than you'd ever reached out to before. And here's how you make it really work. Here's how you tune it up a little bit is say that you normally reach out to 20 people. So day 1, reach out to 30 people and then add 20% every day for an entire week. You might have to clear some stuff off your calendar, lock your kids in the attic, under the stairs, wherever you keep your kids, right? Send them off to ice cream with the spouse or whatever you need to do, but find some time to do that and sit down and whatever your number normally is, add 50% of that. So if you do 10, go to 15. If you do 15, go to 25, whatever that number is, and then add 20%. Add 20% to that every single day for 7 days. And you're going to be amazed at what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks from your follow-up. And be prepared to follow up because you're going to get some follow-up. You're going to have people asking you for more information about what you're doing, but you're also going to have a huge, you're going to have a mindset shift. Like, oh my God, I was actually able to do that much work in 7 days. What if I do this? And then you're going to see some results come from that, right? Don't be results triggered. Just wait for them to happen. But you're going to have something to measure, track and measure, track and measure, track and measure, track and measure, right? You're going to have something to measure. So I challenge you to this. Pick out a 7-day run. Do more than you ever did before. And at the end of the 7 days, you're going to be absolutely amazed at the results you get. This is Forrest. I love you. Jesus loves you. There's absolutely nothing to do about it. On a mission to have no more empty refrigerators. Go out and make an extreme impact. Create a legacy. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.